Louder, right? I heard you. Yes. So, two sisters, blonde and a brunette. Okay? And they're getting the inheritance of the farm. Now, but they're running out of money. So the brunette says to the blonde, I've got to go to the town and get a bull because we got to start mating, make more cows, make more money. Got to do it, right? So she said, I'm going to go to town, and if I like the bull, I'm going to get it. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get in contact with you to tell you to bring the trailer so you can pick up the bull. So brunette goes to town. She looks at the bull. She likes it. She buys it. Now the bull costs $599. She's only got $600 to her name. So it leaves her with $1. So she goes to the telegram office. She says, young man, I need to send a telegram to my sister and tell her to bring the trailer to come pick up the bull. And the guy goes, okay, it's $1 a word. She goes, $1 a word? I only got $1. So she thinks about it for a minute. She says, send this comfortable. Now, the guy said, okay, but can I just ask you a question? How is she going to know to come get the bull just from that one word, comfortable? She said, well, she's blonde, so she's going to read it really slow. Come for the bull. Yes. Don't we get comfortable sometimes? I get comfortable, we get comfortable. That's okay with being comfortable, but what we're going to do is we're going to talk about today is some of those ways to let go and let God. I'm going to share with you some ways to make it easier to do that. And one of them is breaking outside of our comfort zones. Another way is to learn how to trust God more. What that means, trusting God. How to do it easier. And when you know what's really inside of you, I'm going to share this with you today, you'll realize there's no need to fear whatsoever. So what's a comfort zone? It's where people feel safe. Relatively no stress. They feel safe in a comfort zone. That's okay. It's good to feel safe. Scientists discovered back in 1908, I believe, that when you feel comfort and you have a group of people in a comfort zone, you can get steady productivity. Steady productivity. But how do you go from good to great? How do you get to excellent? Well, there's a key to that. You have to add some healthy stress. You got to push outside of that comfort zone a little bit. There's a quote that I got from Matt Lamond here. In the absence of a challenge, there is comfort. And in the presence of comfort, there is no change. And we have to have change. We've got to keep pushing ourselves forward. So I like to use the Buccaneers. I'm a big Buccaneers fan. Any other Buccaneers fans in there? All right, we got some. Okay, good. Now, we've suffered. I know. They didn't look very good last week. They're going to do better this week. But back in 1999, 2000, 2001, the Bucs were pretty good. They were good. They were good. They got to the NFC Championship game. They were good. But they couldn't get over the hump until they made a change. Now, a lot of Bucs fans don't like this. Be with me on this. They made a change and added a little healthy stress, and in 2002 they won the Super Bowl. That little stress was this. It looked like that. Wait a minute, Amanda, not that one, the other one. There you go, him. John Gruden. Yeah, they added that stress right there. Now, do you think it was a shock to the fans? I know it was to me when they let Tony Dungy go. It was a shock to the players, right? It added stress. Now, a lot of people will say, especially diehard Buck fans, that was Tony Dungy's team that won the Super Bowl. I hear you. I hear you when you say that. But Tony Dungy's team was comfortable. They were comfortable in being good. They needed the change to be great. And that's what happened. That's what we got to do. You've got to do that. You've got to get outside of that comfort zone to make a change. And what's more important here is this. What about us? What do we do? How comfortable are we in our lives? Right? I ask myself this question all the time. When is the last time you did something for the first time? It's a good question to ask yourself. Constantly ask yourself this question. When was the last time? We all have our routines, right? We get in our routine, it looks like this. We get up in the morning at the same time. We eat the same thing for breakfast at the same time. We get up and we drive to work the exact same way. And then we eat lunch at the same time. And then we go home from work the exact same way. Then we get home and we watch the same shows. And then we go to bed at the same time. And we get up and do it the next day. And we end up looking like this. Like that guy. Is he up there, Amanda? There you go. You know what that guy is? He's in a rut. A rut, R-U-T. You know what that stands for? Rarely using thought. That's what it stands for. Because it's all done subconsciously. We're in routine and we're just going on and on doing the same things over and over. And here's the funny thing. When you're there, you might be happy. You feel good. You love it. Comfort zone is a beautiful place. But nothing ever grows there. And since we're meant to grow, we're meant to change, we're meant to move forward in life, we've got to consciously step outside of our comfort zone. Yes, and I love this from the Bible. An intelligent heart acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. What is that saying? That means at all times, we need to continue to seek knowledge. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, we should always be seeking more knowledge. Joy Ito, one of the speakers at a TEDx conference, said this, and I love it. He said, education is what people do to you. Learning is what you do to yourself. I love that. What he's saying is this: it's not just about what you get in the classroom, it's what you do outside of that. When you take classes here at your spiritual community, when you just go out and learn out in nature, that's what it's about. And that's what that passage is saying. Always, always seek more knowledge. Yes. So, we all get in these comfort zones, but how do we get out? I want to give you some tips on how to move yourself out of the comfort zone. Okay? First tip is this. Do ordinary things you do every day, differently. Very simple. What do I mean by that? If you get up and eat the exact same thing every day, eat something different, just to get outside of your comfort zone. Just for that reason. If you drive to work the exact same way, drive a different route, even if it takes you longer, just to get outside of your comfort zone, because we're meant to move outside of that. That's how we grow. That's how we change. Now, if you're a person that makes decisions quickly, decide that you're going to wait and slow down. Take 24 hours to make decisions. Why? Because it gets you outside of what you're comfortable in doing, just for the sake of doing it. Now, the transverse is this. If you already take a long time to make decisions, switch it up and make a decision immediately. I'm that type of person. I make decisions right away a lot of times. So, for you, change it up. Make a decision right away. Whatever it is to take you outside of that comfort zone. And lastly, don't go too far too fast. So if you want to go on an adventure, I don't advise jumping out of an airplane first. Okay? Just take the top back on the convertible or something. Take it slowly. Take baby steps to get outside of your comfort zone. But it's important that we get outside of it at all times. Do that. So, how, or why, I should say, do we stay in those comfort zones? Why is it? There's two things. First, it's habit. Of course, we just do it all the time, over and over and over again. The next one is fear. Fear is what keeps us there. Anyone ever built a house, new construction? Yes? It's an incredibly exciting time, right? Mm-hmm. Amy and I are building a house. It's also an incredibly scary time. There's so much fear involved. You know, there's different types of fear. The first fear is letting go of things that I already had, like my apartment, that I lived in for 6 years. Now, I love that apartment. It may not be a long time for some of you, but that's a long time for me. I loved it. I knew exactly where I sat every day, where I watched TV, where I sat down at the computer on lunch every day from work. I got very comfortable there. I had to let that go. There's a fear there. Letting go of my dishes and furniture, even pillows. Amy knows that, right? There's fear there. And then there's the other fear is this. The building of the house. When are they ever going to get those permits to start building? We had so much fear worrying about that. And then when they get the permits, are they going to be done in time? Are they going to be done by December 31st? We really want to move by December 31st. We have all this fear. I had that same type of fear when I drove here last year, September 2014. I left here to go to the dealership to look at a new Jeep. I did. And I had fear. I was excited, but I had fear. You know why? Will they be able to finance me? I don't know if my credit's good enough. Will they do it? All this fear is inside of me. Will the Jeep have air conditioning? This is really funny. I really thought that. Will it have air conditioning? I was terrified. All that fear, but you know what fear is? It's false expectations about reality. You see, reality is unique to the individual. We create all this stuff. So we're creating all this fear for ourselves. We're doing it. And there's no need to fear. None whatsoever. The house is going to be built at its right and perfect time. Now, I don't know what time that is, but I know this. It's going to be on time because it's going to be at its right and perfect time. And the Jeep, well, he's sitting out back right now. You know, what I've learned here is this. What I've learned and what I'm continuing to learn is to let go and trust God. That's what I'm learning. And when trust is a very powerful word. So I want to give you something to remember that word, by trust. When you think of the T in trust, think of together. Because we all need to work together. How do we trust God and help others trust God? By working together. That's how we do it. We're meant to work as teams. As a team in this spiritual community, we're a team. With your wife, with your husband, with your significant other, we're all a team. And we work together as a team. When you think of R, think of release any negative thought from your consciousness. It is so important. In order to trust God, you've got to be able to release negative thoughts. Keep only positive thoughts. Now, will they come up? Of course they will. But what do? Stop, cancel, clear, choose again. Right? Yes. When you think of you, it's unleash your potential. Unleash that beautiful potential that lives inside of you. Unleash it for all the world to see. You gain nothing by playing it small. Play it big. Play it gigantic. Play it humongous. That's what you're meant to do. Let that go. Let it go. Trust that God is guiding you in the right area. For S, it's strong. And I love this passage from the Bible. Have I not commanded you? Now we can stop right there. Because this is saying, whatever comes after have I not commanded you must be important, right? We should do it. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So we're being commanded to not be afraid. Commanded to be brave, courageous. I think we ought to listen to that, right? Yes? All right. We should listen to that. We know in this spiritual community, God is omnipresence. So God is in all things, at all places, at all times, which means God is within us. So there's no need to fear. The last T is take control. Take action. Take control of your life. Remember this. You're not a victim. You're not a victim here. You're a creator. Life isn't happening to you. Life is happening through you. That's how it goes. That's how it works. Do all that you can with what you have from where you are, and then you let it go. And trust God. Amen? Amen. All right. All right. That's what we got to do. You're able to create this life that you have. You create the fears. You also create everything that is happening in your life. That's why we say it all the time, you're making it all up. You have so much power within you to create, and you have no idea. Do you really know? Do you really know how much power is in you? I want to share this with you, and I get really excited when I talk about this, okay? We know Albert Einstein, right? And he created what's called this. Amanda? We know what that is, right? Theory of relativity. What does it mean, though? What does it mean to us? I want to give you this. E is energy. And what is it equal to? It's equal to mass of an object times the speed of light squared. Is that right? We got it. Okay, so I'm 175 pounds. That's 79 kilograms. Okay? Speed of light is what? The speed of light is, how fast does it go? 186,000 miles per second squared. Is that right? That's 300,000 meters per second squared. Okay? So if you multiply my weight, 79 kilograms, times 300,000 meters per second squared, you'll get the energy that's in my body in joules, because that's how you measure energy, in joules. So if you put those two together, what do you get? Carry the one. It's a really big number, right? Huge number. I'll give it to you. 7.7 septillion joules of energy. That's a lot of energy. But still, that's a little big, right? I know it's big. It's like 1 with 24 zeros, just in case you're wondering. We couldn't get it up there. It wouldn't fit it. But what does that mean? Kind of vague still, right? So we'll translate that over to something you can see, or you can at least imagine. Kilotons of TNT. Kiloton of TNT is 1,000 tons of TNT. Now, 7.7 septillion joules of energy, that equals out to about 1.8 million kilotons of TNT that is in your body. To put that in perspective, the bomb that was used in Nagasaki, that was about 21 kilotons of TNT. You have 1.8 million kilotons of TNT worth of energy in your body right now. That's 88,000 times more than that bomb. And you say you're tired? Are you kidding me? I got one more picture for you. That's Nagasaki today. Beautiful, rebuilt, full of light. This is our job. This is our duty. To take that energy that's inside us, that beautiful love of Christ, that light, and spread it for all the world to see. That's what we're meant to do. This is what we're here for. You see, when you know what you're truly made of, what you're truly made of and the power that's within you, you know there's no need to fear. Step outside of that comfort zone. Let go. Let God. Trust God. As Eric Butterworth would say, you are a child of God. Act like it. My name is T.Y. Thank you for allowing me to share this with you today. As always, allow the universe to work in your favor and be blessed.